Hey, it's the Loose Farm and O.R.D. Let's have some fun. So, in MIT, the Daily Wire, this is what we're dealing with in 2024.
You cannot tell a Jew where he can or can't walk in the United States.
Notice what he said. He didn't say that you can't tell a citizen of the United States of America. He said a Jew. You can't tell a Jew what to do in 2024. His issue is that as being privileged, being a Jew, he can't be told what to do. Now, once again, this is an example of here in the campus at MIT that he could walk around these people, but he doesn't want to because he's a Jew and he wants to make a spectacle of himself and to try to make these people look terrible for being anti-genocide. Now notice, these people are Zionists, not anti-Jews, but he's playing the role.
So move! Move! No, respectfully off. You cannot tell. You cannot.
So the next absurdity coming out of his mouth is, he says, respectfully, fuck off. Yeah, I swear to God.
I don't care. You are not the police. You cannot tell a Jew in 2024 where he can go.
Notice what he says. He keeps saying a Jew. You cannot tell a Jew where he can go in 2024. It doesn't say a United States citizen. He says a Jew. See the priority here? Now just imagine he showed up, or I walked up, or just say somebody walked up and there were a couple Mormon missionaries. You cannot tell what a Mormon missionary where he can go in 2024. How about a Roman Catholic priest? What if he showed up? You cannot tell a Roman Catholic priest where he can go in 2024. How about this? How about somebody from Ecuador? That just came in my head. They show up and say, I'm from Ecuador. You cannot tell me where I can go. Or how about if he said he was English? Or German, if God forbid. Heaven forbid that, right? I'm a German. You cannot tell me where to go. Here's a better one. Say he's a Caucasian. I'm a Caucasian. You cannot tell me where to go. Or how about an African American? Absurd that would sound, right? Not too much sympathy. If it was a white guy that said that. A German, or even someone from Mexico. But a Jew, now a Jew is more important than everybody else. Isn't that fascinating? Daily Wire.
Why are you telling me to back off? These are thugs who are telling Jews where they can or can't walk.
Notice the thing over and over again. He's telling Jews where they can go, not United States of America, citizens of the United States of America. The civil rights and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, he can walk around it, but he don't want to walk around it because he's a Jew.
No, we can't. We could do it in the middle over there. You cannot tell me in the United States in 2024 where. Shut the up. You cannot.
Okay, just another a reminder of what everyone's savior, the Trumpster. You know, the dude that's on the Illuminati playing cards, burning the whole place down, right? It said, and it ties into what's going on with the, the new laws at 6090, HR 6090, about you can't say anything about basically Zionism or Israel, and you're going to be accused of being an anti-Semite, which is an oxymoron, but anyways, check this out.
Through the centuries, the Jews have endured terrible persecution, and you know that. We've all read it, we've studied it, They've gone through a lot.
You all read it and you studied it and they've gone through a lot. They have gone through so much more than everyone else throughout the centuries. Poor Jews, they're so much more important than everyone else. How about my mom is Irish native, pure Belgium, and with Cathars, and the hundreds of thousands, untold numbers, who were slaughtered and persecuted by who? By Roman Catholics. Do they get? How about them? So or my dad's side, Ojibwe and Cherokee, all of the persecution and suffering and atrocities and genocide and no, because it's not that important. Because you see, if you're a Jew, you're more important than anybody else in the world. And they say it over and over again in their religions. The rabbis say it. Their Talmud says it. The Torah says it. Everybody, their sacred, that they imposed on us, these sacred books that have nothing to do with us. And but they're more important. Now, let's say this issue is Zionism, right? There's far more Zionists or non-Jews than Jewish Zionists. And, there's a lot of Jewish students that are demonstrating. There's a lot of Jews, not the majority, the vast, we're like 90% of Jews are in favor of Israel and everything that's going on there, and total denial of genocide and all that. But this is typical of being in a cult, right? When you're in a cult and you're brainwashed, it's just like Roman Catholics. Let's remember about the history of Christianity and the destruction of the ancient Rome and all the other cultures, the tens of thousands of cultures extinguished. Mind you, Mohammedanism, Islam is not any better. In fact, none of these cults are any better. But now it's all come to life. It's that in this crazy extension of the Roman Empire, or the United States of America, that it's come to light that who's the real power in all this, right? It's been the Jews. But you can't say that, so you better say it now, because they want to make sure that's never mentioned. And this guy, hear what he has to say, what his solution. This is said in 2018, by the way, and you're going to have him back again. It won't matter in any day, because whether it's him or Joe Biden or whoever, they're just going to put their puppet up there anyways.
And then you know that. We've all read it, we've studied it, they've gone through a lot. And those seeking their destruction, we will seek their destruction.
So apparently, and this is the thing about the anti-Semitism and this delusion that people want to destroy the Jews. There certainly is a small group segment throughout the world that thinks that way. But the fact that the vast majority of us, actually, be honest with you, let's be honest, right? Until, the past couple months, half a year, nobody was thinking about Zionism or Jews. But then, their real colors started showing again. Hey, and now people are really getting upset because, they're seeing our country being destroyed, our freedoms being eroded. We don't have a representative government at all, and unless you've got a lot of money and you're a Jew. And I know people don't like that, and they say, well, you're all Zionists, but, that we want to make a distinction between Zionists and Jews. But, hey, listen, the evangelical Christian Zionist bloc in the United States of America is just as atrocious in his behavior and his manipulation of politics and their desperate need to have the end of the world scenario. Even though if you were to bother to actually read the New Testament, you would find out that Jesus said over and over again in all the Gospels, and even in the Olivet Discourse in the book of Revelation and 2 Thessalonians, and on it goes, that their expectation is he was coming back in their generation. He said he was going to come back in their generation. He said some still be standing there. You say that to Christians, and oh my God, you talk about being persecuted. So here's the problem. When you are operating in lies and deception to begin with, what do you think the result's going to be? See, part of the problem with the world today is we are not willing to mature enough to let go of our false religions so that we can work on more important things. And by the way, you do not need to have a religion or belong to a cult to honor and recognize the golden rule. Do unto others like done unto yourself. Let's listen to more of this madness and what he plans on doing to those who persecute, threaten the Jews.
Destruction, we will seek their destruction.
So what does that mean? Does that mean? So what if those of us who spend time exposing the Old Testament and showing how it's a big farce and that their religion is just as fake as everyone else's? Is that a form of destruction? A lot of us would like those religions to go, especially all the hatred that comes out of them. I guess we're destined for destruction.
Now, when you have crimes like this, whether it's this one or another one or another group, we have to bring back the death penalty. They have to pay the ultimate price. They have to pay the ultimate price. They can't do this. They can't do this to our country. We must draw a line in the sand and say very strongly, never again.
Never again. Those people, a sea of red like a sea of blood. Never again. So the death penalty. So if you are, say, someone who is like, I really don't like organized religion and what it's been doing to us, well, I guess death penalty's waiting for us. If you expose all this crap, I guess the death penalty's waiting for us. Well, guess who's been training, our militarized police force in the United States? What the idea of? Well, the Zionist Jews are just as savage or more savage than everybody else, huh? Isn't this, so it's a funeral on 2 years ago. Blah, 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 blah. Shareem Abdul Aklah's funeral 2 years ago, and Biden did nothing after Israel killed her. So they killed some. It's just like they do always. They've been, the slaughter and this genocide's been going on for frickin' decades. And so what? Let's go beat the living hell out of everybody from the funeral. Who exactly are the Nazis? Now, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the Nazis, because it turns out the Nazis might have been better off people than these people. Who are the fascists? Who are the tyrants, again? Who are the terrorists? just a question. I would like to know the answer. And isn't it interesting? Our police behave just like them. So here we go again. A demonstration of the empire that we live in. It says police arrest Annalide, maybe Orlick, who is the head of Jewish Studies program at Dartmouth, for standing for Protestant students. So we're going to watch them beat the living hell out of an old 65-year-old grandma. I think she's 65. She's an old lady. And see, it doesn't matter. If if you're in the way of the plans. See, this is all about, they don't give a shit about any of us. And their dogs, they call the police, they're too stupid to realize what they're doing. They just think they're this serving justice, right? serving up some of the law. But the thing is, what's happening here, once again, they plan on genociding and eliminating millions of people in Gaza and West Bank, and they've already done that so far. They plan on shipping 1 million plus people over here to the United States, and fuck it, let's make it our problem, right? Because they want to make settlements there, and all Jewish. They want to have all Jewish nation. Knowing that the fact, the truth is, no matter what they believe, the evidence is, it doesn't matter what you believe, it's what the truth is, that 80 to 90 to something percent of all who claim to be Jewish have no Jewish blood in them, right? They just claim that, right? Because they're part of a cult. So let's say the cult, let's say Mormons. What are the cults? The Mormons said, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints says, you know what? We want to have our own state. There's interesting dynamics here, really, because they used the Mormon Church to settle the West. Because a lot of people east of the Mississippi didn't want to go deal with the Indians and didn't want to settle the West because of the hardship and everything. They had their families and communities. So they created a new cult called Mormonism, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, to help settle the West. And it's the same thing going on here with Israel. If people, the problem is getting someone to accept the truth about stuff is so difficult when you've been brainwashed. So you have all these people who think they're Jews, which are not. It's no different than Christians. People think they're Christian, but you're not. You can't be. If you read your book, you can't be. And it's supposed to end in the first generation. I mean, you could still call yourself a Christian, and you still call yourself a Jew, but it's based on lies. And Islam is not any better. None of these cults are any better. They're all based on fucking lies. So, so these people are pro-Palestine students who want what? They want the genocide to stop. It's interesting to think that, they need to, because remember, Palestine and Gaza, there's a lot of Christians. They're blowing up old ancient churches, Christian churches and everything. How about that? It's not just they're going after Muslims. And so, what the hell? And by the way, there's also Palestinian Jews that they're blowing up as well. It don't matter. It don't fucking matter. What matters is that in the oligarchs' minds, the people at the top, that the rule of law is they get away with murder and genocide, and they get away with raping and pillaging, and the rest of us, no. We have to be good little slaves. We do live in a caste system throughout the world, don't we? let's put our silly hats on and our uniforms, and goofy looking fuckers. I swear to God, the uniforms just make you look so stupid. I can't believe that anybody can find, and people are so brainwashed to see a person in a uniform, like, oh my God, here comes the authority. Expect my authority. See, so there's Jewish people in protest, and they're beating the shit out of them too. This is deeper than Judaism, but they're going to make this whole thing about anti-Semitism as a justification to lock you up and hang your ass.